Welcome to Create Your Future and Discover the Blueprint for Success. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Now, what I've got in front of me here is the cost of a traditional MBA. It's very expensive. Let me show you. It costs you over $100,000. Unbelievable, eh? So what I want to do today is I want to save you $100,000. Because what happens is when you get a traditional MBA, you waste a ton of money and you can't apply anything you learn in the real world. It's true. It's true. All right. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to provide you with a lot more than just this. So think of this as a traditional MBA right here. And think of this here as what you're going to get in my program underneath here. Okay? There's a lot more tools in this toolbox here than there are in this one. And it's a surprise what's in here. And I'm going to wait until later on today in this short video, and I'll show you exactly what's in that box. Okay, and I hope you enjoy this as well. This is going to be a lot of fun, be very interactive as well. Let me just turn the lights on here properly. Okay, here we go. It's fun doing this stuff live, eh? All right, so again, welcome to your future. Discover the blueprints for career success. Now, one thing I want to mention is that if you have questions, what I want you to do, please, instead of entering them in the chat there, I want you to email them to support@harounventures.com. And the reason we're doing this way is so my team can categorize which questions to answer, and we'll answer all questions today. So again, if you have questions, which we'll get to soon, I want you to email them to support@harounventures.com. And stick around, please, until the end, because at the end of this video, what you'll see is I've got a prize for you. Okay, so again, email your questions to support@harounventures.com, and there will be a prize right here towards the end of this presentation as well for everybody. Multiple prizes, actually. Okay, let's move on. So the best investment you can make is an investment in education. And let me help you take your career to the next level. I'm very passionate about helping my students. I'll walk through walls for my students. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to explain how to get the best business education in less than 1 year without massive tuition and other expenses, so that I can humbly save you time and money as well. So finally, you can break free from feeling underappreciated, uninspired, and underpaid. I've been there. Now, I'm going to talk today, of course, about how to get your MBA at Haroun Education Ventures. Now, you can reinvent yourself starting today. Now is the absolute best time to take your career and your personal life to the next level. And I'm going to explain exactly how to do this today. Okay, so I want to thank you. I want to thank you for joining me. We're going to have a lot of fun today on this very, very short call, and I'll answer a lot of questions as well. And again, everybody gets a prize at the end of this call, and there's going to be 2 special prizes. So everyone gets 1 prize, but there's 2 special prizes going out, which will be a random draw based on all the people on this call if you submitted your email address when you registered for the call, which you all did. Okay, let me move on. So my goal is to help you live your life on your own terms. What I want to do is I want to talk about 3 things today. The first thing I want to talk about is the problems with traditional MBA programs. The second thing I want to talk about today is how to get a modern, risk-free, and yet affordable MBA that's very convenient from the comfort of your own home. And the third and final thing I want to talk about today is how to invest in stocks like professional investors do, given my experience over the years. Now, your opportunity has never been greater than it is right now. Traditional universities are in secular decline. The new model is learning online. And here's a great quote from Michael Jordan. He said, "My attitude is that if you push me towards something that you think is a weakness, then I will turn that perceived weakness into a strength." And that is exactly what I'm going to be doing with all of you. If you think you have any weaknesses when it comes to business, I'm going to condition you to enjoy business and turn your weaknesses into strengths. Okay, moving on. So most business schools, what they do is they teach you 4 different types of content. And it's very theoretical what they teach you. And so in my big toolbox, so to speak, in my MBA degree program, I cover those 4 concepts and 4 topics as well, but not in a theoretical sense, in a practical, real life sense so that you can apply all the tools I provide you with immediately in the real world. In addition, there's one more thing that I have as well that traditional MBA schools don't. There's a 5th component. And you'll find out what that 5th component is later on today. It's in this very, very large box here. All right, moving on. So there's 5 main categories or components to my MBA degree program, meaning 5 different types of courses that are in the program. And I'll talk about each one today in more detail. So let me kick it off, first of all, with telling you a little bit about myself. I'm the proud father of 3 sons, Andrew, Matthew, and Dylan. There they are here. I'm a bit of a nerd. I like Star Wars, and I help them carve these pumpkins. They did most of the work. And as you can see here, and I'm very transparent, you see right there? That's a little bit of drywall. I messed up here on the back of my wall here. What I tried to do was I tried to get a screen, but given COVID, Amazon shipped it too late and everything. So I'm not a good contractor. But anyway, those are my kids. We're going to have a lot of fun today. And by the way, speaking of Star Wars, these characters here, what the Mandalorian does, this is fascinating, and I try to teach in an edutaining way, meaning education and entertainment. What the Mandalorian, what they do when they film that show on Disney Plus, they don't use green screen. Green screen is old school. It makes you look green on the outside of your head and whatnot. And I've got what's called a short throw projector up here, which is only about 6 inches away from the wall. So I'm experimenting with new technologies all the time so I can give you the best customer experience. Okay, so in terms of my background, I've worked for some of the largest finance firms on the planet. I've started and managed my own hedge fund, and I have over 1 million paying students in the world in every single country, and humbly my courses have made more than $10 million in sales. Also, I'm a 2nd generation Canadian, born in Canada from an Egyptian immigrant father, and my mom was born in Canada. She's Lebanese, Irish. I'm Canadian, I'm Canadian, but I live here now in the San Francisco Bay Area. And what my parents did was they instilled in me the important values of very hard work, the value of education, how to be persistent, and to understand that there are absolutely no limits to what you can achieve. And I'm going to walk through walls for you if you join my MBA degree program. I'm going to get a little sip of water. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to drink a whole thing of water every day, this big. And the reason is because we're 60% water, and I teach health and nutrition concepts as well. So anyway, I'm not sponsored by any company, but I got this from Amazon, and it keeps me hydrated. Yeah. All right, moving on. So I have more than 25 years of work experience. I'm dating myself there. I've worked at Goldman Sachs. I've worked in the venture capital industry. I've also worked in the consulting industry. And I started a hedge fund. And I have an MBA from Columbia University. I've raised and managed over $1 billion in my career. Now, I have experience on Wall Street, on the East Coast of the United States, of course. I also have professional experience here in the San Francisco Bay Area, where I worked in venture capital. And you could see here, and I'm very self-deprecating, the awful drywall. My new screen is coming soon. It'll be much better than this one, I promise you. So laugh at me and not with me, as always. But I'm not just going to teach you stuff that's relevant to North America when it comes to business, because I've worked all over the world, London, New York, Tokyo, and in many other countries. And so the MBA that I'm going to provide you with is global in nature. It's not just US focused. Now, what happened with me earlier in my career is I found success, but I did not find fulfillment. And I don't know, I felt like something was missing in my life. My happiest day was always the first day when I got each job. And it's because I wasn't passionate about what I was doing. And my problem was not unique. I found that after working in corporate America for many years, that I was completely underpaid. I worked way too many hours for too little money. And these big companies, it's almost like they know what the minimum amount is to pay you to keep you there. And it's ridiculous how you don't get appreciated working at a big company. I also discovered that hard work does not always equal success. It's frustrating, isn't it? Yeah. And the third thing I discovered is that very few people are happy in their work, which often transfers into their family life, which is very, very frustrating. And this was really, let me go dark here for a second. This was really apparent for me when I was fired from a certain company. I made the company a lot of money. I humbly believe that I did a decent job at that company as well. And I was let go. And it might have been because my boss thought that he hired his assassin. Really, really frustrating. But, in hindsight, I'm glad that happened because it guided me down a different path in life. And so MBA schools, they don't teach you how to be successful. It's true. They teach you stuff that was outdated and was relevant maybe last century, literally. They teach you theoretical stuff that you just can't apply in the real world. And so I thought to myself, how could I learn the skills that I need to advance my career or my business? And I thought to myself, well, what would that be worth to me? And so I started to focus on my weaknesses, of which I have many. And I love quotes, as many of you know. And my favorite quote is from Michael Jordan, which is, "I failed over and over again in my career, and that's why I succeed." So I started focusing on my many weaknesses. And I started to improve my presentation skills, which they don't teach you in school. I started to improve my networking skills, which they don't teach you in school, these tools here. And I changed what I thought about selling. And the best entrepreneurs in the world, or CEOs, or partners in big firms, they're great at selling. They're salespeople. And I couldn't believe they didn't teach us that in business school. And also, I wanted to kind of focus on how to learn all this stuff in an easy and fun way. And so let me tell you a little bit about myself and how I went from venture capital to the world of education. So these students here, they're amazing. These guys up here, they changed my life. And so what happened was I'm on the board of a wonderful charity called the Limo Foundation, okay? And these students here, they're from broken homes here in an area called East Palo Alto. Now, a lot of American cities have really rich areas and then poor areas just around the corner. And in East Palo Alto, the high school graduation rate's only 40%. And so I started volunteering at the Limo Foundation, this charity. And I started teaching these kids for free. And we provide them with scholarships to the best schools as well. And they all, without exception, they all have deadbeat fathers. I don't think there's such thing as a deadbeat mother. And so what I did was one day in January of 2016, 5 years ago, one day I taught them in an entire day on a Saturday. And the whole day I called it an entire MBA in one day. And it was incredible because these students from broken homes, and they're used to hearing gunshots in the middle of the night, it's terrible. But these students paid really, really close attention to everything I said. And I gave them all degrees as well. And there were tears from me and others as well. It was a great, great event. And that woman there, top right, her name is Lalika, and she's now on my board. But I created these degrees for them. And it was so much fun. And it was so fulfilling. And I found my purpose and passion in life, which is teaching and giving. Give, 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 and you will receive in the long run. It's prophetic. It's been true since the beginning of time. So what I did was the next day, on Sunday, in January of 2016, on the next day, I put up a camera at home and I made a course called An Entire MBA in One Course. And it was only 8 hours long. And I'm humbled to say that it's generated a lot of money and it did exceptionally well. But I never did it for the money, and that's important for me to stress. Because I think that with all of you and all of us in general, if you chase money, you lose your money and your dreams. But if you chase your dreams, something wonderful happens. If you're willing to fail a bunch of times and not care what people think, when you chase your dreams, they always come true in the long run if you don't give up and the money follows accidentally. It always does. And so what I pride myself on doing is I think of myself as a waiter, hopefully an okay waiter. And this is the restaurant I proposed to my wife in Paris, close to in Paris, 21 years ago. She said yes. Yeah. But I feel like I'm a waiter, okay? And I provide you with options, right? All these items on the menu, meaning I provide you with what types of careers might be interesting for you. I go over every type of business career in my MBA program, and you can choose, kind of like you can choose one item for the main course. The souffle, you have to order way ahead of time, though. It takes 20 minutes to get ready. Okay. All right, so, but I learned from these students that I was teaching this wonderful quote, which is, don't expect to accomplish your dreams in life unless you help others accomplish theirs first. That's really important for me, and that's what I believe when I help my students take their careers to the next level. And so I humbly believe that you just can't reinvent yourself or make a dent in the universe unless you follow your heart and chase your passion. And so I want to talk a little bit now about accredited traditional MBA programs. They don't help you achieve your full potential in life, and they're a horrible waste of money as well. So what I want to do now is I want to talk about what some of the best business people on the planet have to say about traditional MBA programs. I'll kick it off with Elon Musk, and this picture is so badass. I love it. Elon Musk said, as much as possible, avoid hiring MBAs because MBA programs don't teach you how to create companies. Our position is that we hire someone in spite of an MBA and not because of one. And of course, he's talking about traditional MBA programs. Now, one data point doesn't make a trend, but a couple does. Let's talk about Facebook quickly. So Sheryl Sandberg, who's the COO of Facebook, she said, while I got great value from my experience, MBAs are not necessary at Facebook, and I don't believe they're important for working in the tech industry. Next up, we have one of the early employees of Apple Computer, a wonderful man named Guy Kawasaki. And Guy said for every full-time engineer, add $500,000 in the value of the company. And for every full-time MBA, subtract $250,000. Couple more. Peter Thiel, who is the co-founder of PayPal, and he used to be the co-CEO of PayPal along with Elon Musk. And we're going to do a great case study on those companies and those entrepreneurs. Peter Thiel said, never hire an MBA. They will ruin your company. Now, I think he's the best venture capitalist on the planet. He was the first investor in Facebook and Palantir. When I worked in venture capital, I also had a massive position in Palantir in my venture capital fund. So I partnered with him in the past. I'm no longer in Palantir. All right, next up, we have Mark Andreessen, who started Andreessen Horowitz with his buddy Ben Horowitz. And I've actually served on the board of a company that Mark's also been on. And Mark said this, MBA graduating classes are actually a reliable indicator. If they all go into investment banking, there's going to be a financial crisis. If they go into technology, that means a bubble is forming. Okay, and so MBAs tend to chase waves, and they tend to buy stocks and invest in companies that everyone else loves. But you got to be a contrarian in order for your net worth to take off, and I'll teach you that and much, much more today and in the MBA degree program. Okay, now a Harvard MBA, Scott Cook, who's the founder of Intuit, which makes QuickBooks, TurboTax, etc. Scott Cook said, when MBAs come to us, we have to fundamentally retrain them. Nothing they learned will help them succeed at innovation. And of course, all these people are talking about traditional MBAs. Last one. This is the number one marketing guru on the planet, Seth Godin. I love this guy, Stanford MBA. He said, an MBA has become a two-part machine. First, the students are taught everything they need to know to manage a company from 1990. And second, they're taken out of the real world. It's amazing. It's amazing. And Seth actually had a wonderful quote that I really believe in. And for all of you that watch my weekly webcast and have taken my courses online, you know that I absolutely love quotes. And Seth Godin said, "You already have everything you need to build something far bigger than yourself." And I completely believe that. Now, I'm doing this call live, and given Murphy's Law, my neighbor is cutting his lawn. So I'm going to close the window. Give me 1 second. Keeping it real here. All right. Go back to my other angle here. Here we go. Good. Okay. So what are the characteristics or the traits of good managers? Well, first and foremost, they're all positive. I've never met an entrepreneur that's not incredibly positive. They've got a great attitude. They're persistent as well. They never give up, and they don't give a damn what anybody thinks of them. And I want you to be the same way. They're innovative. They take a lot of risks. They're confident. They can sell. And if you sell and appear confident, you can sell more because confidence leads to perceived competence. And they have wonderful communication skills as well. Okay, so these are just some of the many companies that no longer require a university degree. I think that universities are in secular decline. I think by the end of my life, only 50 universities are still going to be alive. It's a scam. You pay a fortune. You don't learn that much. And it's ridiculous. 13 hours of class a week for undergrad, $100,000 with what to show for it? Nothing. Nothing. So business schools don't prepare you for success. And the most important skills you need for every job, nobody teaches. And so have you ever wondered about how much what you learn in school you'll never use again, and just what that costs you as well? It's a ridiculous expense. And so I want to tell you a quick story, and I'm going to touch upon now the first of 5 components of in my MBA degree program. Okay, so when I graduated from Columbia University, which is a decent finance school, what I found was that I didn't know how to manage my own money, and I didn't know how a mortgage works. And so what I did was, after I graduated, I called my mom and dad, and I said, "Mom, Dad, I can't believe this. I have an MBA in finance from a good school, Columbia, and I don't know how a mortgage works. Can you tell me? Because I want to buy an apartment in Manhattan." And they had to tell me. And I called my buddies that graduated from Columbia that majored in finance and Wharton and other great schools. They had no idea. And so the bottom line is that MBA schools don't prepare you for the most important skills that you need to succeed. All right. So it's no wonder to me that so many people stay poor. Okay. And how many people are taught to make a proper personal budget in school? Nobody. And that's an important skill. And of course, a skill we need to succeed. And I'll teach you all that stuff, of course. And so schools, as I mentioned, they don't teach you how to invest personally. They teach you how to manage other people's money, but not your own. No MBA schools teach you about retirement savings programs, how to save tax-free for your kids' education, which I teach you. And they don't teach you easy ways to become a millionaire, stuff that I'll teach you. They teach you how to manage other people's money, but not your own. And so I talk about an introduction to investing in the market, and I provide you with a ton of tools in my MBA program so that you can profit in the long run by doing your own research, okay? And I talk about growth versus value investing. There's 2 different investment philosophies. I use just a ton of props, right? So let me move over here. So growth investing is buying expensive stocks like Elon Musk's company, and value investing is buying cheap stocks like Warren Buffett does. I teach you many different investment philosophies. We do case studies on all the best entrepreneurs as well. And I teach you how to listen to earnings calls, do your own research through looking at annual reports, etc. A lot. And I really do believe that no one is smarter than you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to arm you with the right tools in your toolbox to accomplish anything. And I believe fully in my heart that no one is smarter than you. So much that what I did was I licensed a video from the Silicon Valley Historical Association, Steve Jobs video, and I want to play it for you. It's very, very short, but this video will change your life.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it, that's maybe the most important thing, is to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you're just going to live in it, versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. I think that's very important. And however you learn that, once you learn it, you'll want to change life and make it better, because it's kind of messed up in a lot of ways. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.
It's pretty powerful, eh? So I arm you with a ton of tools so you can do your own research. Every type of framework or toolbox you need to be successful in business, I provide you with. Okay. I also provide you with a 100-step process for picking stocks. I cover all the quantitative, qualitative, and financial metrics you need to be successful doing your own research. I do it in a fun and edutaining way, meaning educational and entertaining as well. And so what is the first category of 5 that I teach in this MBA degree program? Well, you probably guessed by now that it's finance and accounting. And you can see my terrible drywall right there. See it there? It's awful. Yeah. So what I want to do now is I want to play you a short video that will show you what the finance and accounting part of this MBA degree program is all about, as well as some of the templates I provide you with. We had a lot of fun putting this together, and I know you're going to enjoy it or your money back. Now, one other thing we added was advanced closed captions to every single lecture, okay? And what that means is in the 300 plus hours of lectures, you can always do a search on keywords in that lecture and all lectures as well to jump there immediately. It's state of the art. What I've also done is I've made sure that it's accessible, the program, on an Android handset, an Apple handset or iPads, whatever. You can also take it on a television, Mac, PC, desktop, laptop, etc. And so you'll be able to read all the text on a small form factor as well if you want to. It's universal. I made the total addressable market massive. Every class, there's 100 classes that are about 3 hours each. Every class has 3 workbooks as well. They're identical, but they're in 3 file formats for you: PDF, Google Docs, and Microsoft Word. So regardless of what device you use to watch the program or what workbooks you want to use, I've got you covered. Okay. In fact, what I've done is I spent over $1 million on this course so far. It's very, very thorough. It's state-of-the-art, and I'll be updating it with relevant stuff for the next 100 years or so. And you only have to pay one time. You get access to all that stuff for free forever. Always up to date. All right, moving on. All right, and we have a lot of fun as well with a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different props. That's Warren Buffett right there, of course. He's a lot bigger in real life. I'm sorry. That's dad humor. There is going to be some, I have to warn you, there's going to be some awful dad humor in it. And if you don't want to take it, I completely understand. Right, so there's a lot of different backdrops. Every class we have a different backdrop. We study actually musicians as well who are very successful in business. Yes, there is a case study on Kanye as well with his his shoe business. And I love quotes. So here's a great quote from Mark Twain, which is, the 2 most important days in your life are, number 1, the day you're born, and number 2, the day you find out why. My purpose is to help you find your why in business, so you can find a career you love, so that, as Confucius said, you'll never have a job for the rest of your life. Moving on. So here's a couple other backgrounds. That's from Sun Tzu and the Art of War. Every battle is won before it's been fought. We mixed up a lot. We have a lot of fun. And of course, there's Shark Virtual Reality, and Tony Shark makes an appearance. And for those of you who have taken my courses on Udemy and other places, you'll know who Tony Shark is. Yeah. All brand new content, by the way. Okay. Now, this is just one of the many backgrounds we have. And I wanted to put this one up here because I love gamification. And what we do is we do a case study on Nintendo in one of the classes. And I actually used, with maybe a little bit of help from my kids, I used Super Mario Maker 2 to make a bunch of levels to teach in an innovative way. And you can download that game as well if you want, the levels I made. And as part of this, what we also do is we analyze, the copyrights, patents, trademarks, etc. in a fun way. From Nintendo over the years. And there's a reason why Nintendo is over 100 years old. It's the oldest tech company on the planet. Only the paranoid survive. We'll do a great case study of Apple potentially buying Nintendo. Okay. All right, so next up. So what is the second category out of 5? Well, let me just first of all say that MBA schools don't teach us how to start a company. It's true. Ask any of your friends that have an MBA. Ask them, so do they teach you how to start a company? No. It's crazy. It's criminal. I don't understand it. MBA schools don't teach you how to raise money. And when you all start your companies, if you want to, I will teach you how to raise money. You'll never get a loan from a bank. I will teach you how to network and get money from venture capital firms and high net worth investors. And if you don't want to start a company, but you want to start a new division at a bigger company you work for, I'll teach you how to do that too. I'll also teach you how to find customers, which they don't teach you in business school, and also how to network. Because your network is your net worth. I believe relationships are more important than product knowledge. So what is the second category of 5? Well, the second category is entrepreneurship and what I call a venture capital boot camp. And so in the 3rd semester, what I do is I put you through a venture capital boot camp, which is a lot of fun. And it's based on my experience having worked at venture capital boot camps, presenting at Stanford at venture capital boot camps, investing as well, sitting on boards and all that fun stuff. So let me give you a quick little video here, a quick little video of what the entrepreneurship track is all about. We have a lot of fun. There's a lot of props as well. You guys will love it, or your money back. All right, let's move on now to the third category. What is the third component of the MBA degree program? Well, MBA schools don't teach us how to present. It's true, they don't. And it's really important in business. I'll teach you how to present from a business perspective with all brand new content, right? There's no overlap of videos from older courses of mine, okay? I'll teach you how to market from a technology perspective, how to use social media effectively. And by the way, with my kids, I know that their jobs and the way that they communicate with their friends when they grow up hasn't been invented yet. And so as new social media platforms become relevant, I'll add that to the curriculum, and you'll all get that for free forever, okay? Now, business schools also don't teach you how to write or communicate the effective way, and of course, they don't teach you how to sell. So what is the third component of 5 in this MBA degree program? Well, the third component is called sales, marketing, and communications. It's the third of 5 components. I'll show you a very short video on what to expect from the SMC track, sales, marketing, and communications. And as new technologies become relevant, I'll be adding them to the curriculum as well, including VR, AR, whatever it might be. It'll be a lot of fun, yeah. And I teach you also a lot of technology skills because I am a nerd. I love this stuff. Okay, moving on. All right, so what is the fourth of 5 components of the MBA degree program? Well, MBA schools don't teach us how to understand cryptocurrencies, how to motivate a team, how to manage people the right way, and how to delegate the right way. And this is my favorite component of the MBA degree program, and you'll see why. So what is the fourth component of 5? Well, the fourth component is called economics, management, and strategy. And I'll show you in this little video here, the Nintendo case study. I know this is Xbox, yeah. All right, hold on one second. All right. Fun, eh? We had a blast putting it together. Okay, so what is the fifth and final component of the MBA program? Well, as I mentioned before, Traditional business schools will teach you 4 of the components, the ones I've showed you already, but from a theoretical perspective. But it costs $100,000. It's a waste of money. So let me get rid of this here, and let me run through really quickly what the 5th component is and what you'll learn in this massive toolbox of skills that I provide you with. All right, here we go. A lot of moving parts here, but this will be fun. All right, so I provide you with all the tools that you need to be successful in business, okay? And in this toolbox, there's actually over 1,000 tools, right? And so the first category we know is finance and accounting, okay? The second category here, keeping it real, that's okay, is entrepreneurship and the venture capital boot camp. All right, let's add a little bit of smoke to this to make it a little bit more fun. Woo! I got a fan hooked up here. And I'm doing all this using what's called DMX lighting. The third component here of the MBA degree program is sales, marketing, and communications. The fourth component, look at all these tools I provide you with. I don't want to show you the 5th yet. Okay, it's a surprise. I'm turning it a bit. You can see it's sort of there. The fourth component we know is economics management and strategy. The 5th component, and I'll tease you a little bit with what you're going to get here. The 5th component is going to help you dream. Okay, it's going to help you dream and think much bigger, so you can take your career to the next level. And it's called personal growth. Okay, so let me turn this on here. Woo! I feel like I'm at a club, man. It's fun doing this live. Okay, so let's talk now about the 5th component. So the 5th component here, the 5th component, first of all, MBA schools don't teach us how to achieve our goals, how to be more productive. Let me just turn the fan on for a second here. I use pedals for everything. All right, we're good. We're good. All right. I wanted to keep the window open, but I couldn't because of the guy cutting the grass next door. So yeah, MBA schools don't teach us how to achieve our goals, be more productive, how to interview like a champ. They don't teach you how to make an amazing LinkedIn profile or resume. And they don't teach you how to be balanced and happy in your life. They don't teach you that stuff. So the 5th and final component of my MBA degree program, which again, they don't teach you in traditional business schools. The 5th component is called personal growth, so that you can accomplish much more, and you can live your life on your own terms, and what I refer to as U 2.0. Let's watch a very quick video here of the 5th component, sorry. I help you realize that nothing is impossible in life in the personal growth track, the 5th component, and that you can accomplish anything at all. And what I want for all of you is to just be yourself and believe in yourself. And I'm very embarrassed and self-deprecating, but I have to tell you this. I bought this sign because I thought it said believe in yourself, but it says be live in yourself. So I'm attention to the detail, Chris. Come on. All right, cool. All right, we're almost done here. Okay, so here you have it. All 5 components of the MBA degree program. Okay, every tool you need is here to make you successful. Okay, so all the tools you need are in the Haroun Education MBA degree program. And so introducing the on-demand version of the MBA degree program. The price is $999. Don't buy it because I'm going to give you a coupon. It's a one-time fee, and you have access to all the courses and all the hundreds of hours of content forever. And I'll update it as well, and you'll get access to all the updates for free as well, forever. And so there's more than 300 hours of lessons. You have lifetime access. There's a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. So you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And you got immediate access. You can start today. And there's also a payment plan program, $350 for 3 payments. Don't pay for that, please, because I got a coupon coming up soon. And at the bottom, it's tough to read, but if you're in the United States and use PayPal, you don't have to pay for 6 months. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. All right. So, and I'll get to Q&A in a second. So what I'm going to do is this. Okay. I'm going to give you $600 off so that the cost today is only $399. You can binge watch the whole thing in less than 30 days if you want to, if you have time, and get your money back. All right. And I have to stress that the price will never be this low again. Okay. My marketing and sales team, we decided collectively that we're never going to offer it at this price, $399 or lower ever again. So in the future, when we do sales, it will never be $399. This is the very last time it's going to be this price. Okay. And there's a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. So you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain as well. All right. So you got to think to yourself, what's it worth to you? I mean, you're paying for what traditional MBA schools charge you for an hour. It's true. So my $399 is less than what traditional MBA schools charge for 1 hour. Plus, you can do it from the comfort of your own home, and you get your money back if you're not happy. And so the way to purchase this is you can go to harouneducation.com/coupon for the savings. And I'm going to nerd out here and put this up here so you guys can see it. Okay. I'm a nerd. I know. So let me go there with you. I'll show you. And let me just raise my desk up here a bit. All right. So all you have to do is go to all lowercase harouneducation.com/coupon. So you go to harouneducation.com/coupon, all lowercase. Okay. harouneducation.com/coupon. And then right here, and this, I guess my marketing team has it expire in less than a week, right? It's the last time you can do this. So click here to go through this page. And at the very, very bottom, you'll see where you can purchase it. So it's $399. I'm sorry that I'm covering up part of it. Okay. You click here, 60% off. Or you can actually get it for $148 for 3 monthly payments, which is 55% off. Okay. All right, let me go back here to big screen Chris mode. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. So here's what you get. You get lifetime access. I'm trying to make sure you can see everything there. You get lifetime access. There's no requirements to join. You don't even have to have a high school education. And I believe in the democratization of education. And you can complete this. You can finish the whole thing in less than 1 year as well. So it's set up so that you can easily binge watch it if you want to, or you can just watch less than 1 hour per day in order to get the MBA. And so the way it works is there's a short quiz after each class. Okay, and so there's 100 classes that are about 3 hours each. And after each class, there's a very, very short quiz you can take online on your iPhone, Android handset, computer, whatever it is. And all you have to do is pass 50 of the 100 short quizzes. And I don't believe in homework. This will take you literally 3 minutes every quiz you take. But all you have to do is pass more than 50 of the 100. And I set it up this way because as I provide you with a menu of topics in the MBA program, I know not everybody is interested in learning the latest and greatest stuff about cryptos. I know not everybody's interested in learning about finance and how to save a lot of money. And so I provide you with a menu. There's 100 classes that are about 3 hours long each. And you only have to take 50 of those classes and get over 50% on those quizzes in order to get the MBA degree from Haroun Education Ventures. I don't believe in homework. I believe in learning in class. You know, kind of like when you see a great movie like Avatar, and part 2 and 3 are coming out in the next few years. But a great movie like Avatar, you always remember what happened in it when you watched it in the theater. And I believe in edutainment and learning in class and learning by accident because it's so much fun. Okay. So what's it worth to you? You know, you're paying for what traditional MBA schools charge for 1 hour with my $399 offer. It's a great deal. And so it's going to be tough to read this, so I won't go through all these here, but these are just some of the testimonials from people that have graduated from my MBA degree program. You've got, and when you click to buy the program at this link here, you can read all the testimonials if you want to, and contact all these people if you want to. So this one is from Eileen in the United States. She said, it changed my outlook in life and in business. This is from Dr. Mark in the Philippines, who actually has gotten job offers from the United Nations because of what I taught him from a social media communication perspective. He's based in the Philippines, great guy. We have a bunch of doctors, actually. You got Dave Capel here in the United States. You've got Akhil in India, who's one of my favorite people. You've got Stella from South Korea. Every country is represented. Yoshida-san from Japan. You've also got Vital from Germany. And we started a wonderful charity together called projectmagu.org. Okay, M-A-G-U. You've also got Eric from the Netherlands, who's got a great job now with a tech company. And he used to work at I think it was Bristol Myers, in the Netherlands. You've got Ahsan from Pakistan. You've got Jason from Australia, and Jason is the head of our alumni community as well. So when you graduate, reach out to him to partake in a lot of networking events. And there's tons of networking events as well. What you can do is when you sign up for the MBA program, you actually get access to Slack, okay, for free. So you can network with tons of other students as well. All right. You got the United Kingdom represented. I'm going to get to questions in a second. Philippines again, Canada, all over the world, Portugal, etc. Ghana, United States, etc. And some of these people have MBAs as well from great schools, but they tell me they learn a hell of a lot more in my 300 hours of classes than they did in the MBA program, and they wish they'd just taken mine. It's true. Okay. All right, cool. So what I want to do now, and it goes with every country, it's crazy, all over the place, Belgium, etc. All right, Canada, I think this is the last one here, Mark Fernandez, good dude, Texas, Okay, so what's it worth to you? How much would you pay to ensure your success? And so let me talk about accreditation, okay? I'll talk about my take or my thoughts on it. And I could easily get this accredited, but in order to obtain accreditation, I'd have to increase the cost of the program by thousands of dollars. I'd also be forced to follow the strict guidelines of a governing body to make a curriculum that would obligate me to teach outdated theoretical crap while limiting my ability to provide practical knowledge to my students. Right? I'm completely against accreditation, and I'm proud not to ever be accredited. And lastly, by remaining unaccredited, I'm able to personally guarantee you that everything I teach in the program are lessons you can use immediately in the real world. There's a reason why traditional universities are in secular decline. You saw what Peter Thiel, Mark Andreessen, and all these great Silicon Valley experts like Elon Musk have to say about traditional MBAs. Okay, so again, what's it worth to you? You're paying for what traditional schools charge for just 1 hour with my $399 offer. And again, this is the last time the price will ever be this low again. It'll never be $399 again. Okay. All right, so it's risk-free. You can sign up today. And if you don't like it for any reason at all, just let me know and I'll give you your money back, 100% of your money back. Yeah, you got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Okay, now in terms of the free gifts, I'm going to give it to you after we go through the Q&A. There's a free gift for everybody, which is one of my courses. Okay, but there's also two big prize winners. And let me go over here and get my Q&A computer up and running so I can see it on the screen here. Okay, so the winner of the on-demand program, somebody gets my $399 program for free. That one person is Gohar Ali. And Gohar, congratulations. My team will email you a code. Now, the winner of the 30-minute one-on-one meeting with me is Arnold Kresnig. And Arnold, congratulations. My team will email you. And everybody else that joined this call gets a course. Okay? It's one of my shorter courses that's, well, not shorter. It's about 20 hours or so. And I'll tell you what that is after we do the Q&A. All right. So let's move on now. Let's do Q&A right now. What I'll do is I'll read all questions that are asked, and I'll do it for, I guess we'll do it for 30 minutes. Okay, great. All right, here we go. Q&A. All right, the first question I've got here is from P.L. Martin, who's saying, do you have any recommendations for community college classes that an aspiring archivist should take, or someone trying to get into the business administration hierarchy, such as CEO, CFO, et cetera? Yeah. So I don't have any specialized community college classes I'd recommend taking. I think if you take my program, I mean, it's $399. It's way cheaper than what you'll spend on tuition at any community college or any university. Plus, you get a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee as well. Next question is from Larry. Larry's asking, what if you already have an MBA? A lot of people do. A lot of people do that have taken the program and graduated. And many of them tell me they learn more in the first couple days of useful stuff of my program than their entire MBA. The system is rigged. And I have an MBA from a top school. And I have friends that have gone to the top business schools in the world. They don't teach you practical stuff. And so, yes, we do have a lot of people with high-profile MBAs that have taken this as well. And they learn a lot more. It's a ridiculous offer. Yeah. All right, next question is from Gian, who's saying, hey, Chris, greetings of the day. Hope you're doing well. I recently completed my post-graduation in finance. And I'm looking forward to making a prosperous career in this domain, the finance sector. I've recently joined your course on financial analysis. I want more suggestions on it, like doing a CFA, etc. I would be elated if you take this question and elaborate on it. Yeah. So I would say that if you want to really focus on finance, I would do the CFA. It's a Certified Financial Analyst designation. It's very expensive, though, and it takes you 3 years to do it. And don't buy the books they recommend buying. Go to eBay and search for used ones, okay, from a company called Schweizer. Okay, next up we've got Harsh. Harsh joins me on my weekly webcast all the time. Good guy. Harsh is saying, I want to ask you, will Uber ever be profitable? It will in the long run. But when you're investing in companies that are growth-oriented, you have to think longer term. And I teach you growth investing and value investing as well. And so Warren Buffett would never invest in a company like Uber because it's not cheap enough now. But you got to think like a growth investor if you're going to invest in companies like that, because you don't value companies based on earnings this year or next year with growth investments. You value them based on what earnings are going to be in 5, 10, or 15 years. And I've invested in a lot of growth stocks, and there's a lot of people that try to short expensive stocks, and we used to call that those widow makers, kind of an unfortunate term when I worked in the hedge fund industry. Yeah. So yes, Uber will be profitable in the very, very long run. Yeah. And I'll teach you how to create financial models for all types of companies from scratch so that you can come up with a proper valuation based on your research on Uber. I provide you with all the tools necessary for you to be able to analyze any company from a qualitative, quantitative, and financial statements perspective as well. Okay. Next up, does your MBA program teach how to automate a business and make a business profitable? Absolutely. And I teach you finance and accounting in a brand new differentiated way with a lot of props so you can focus on leveraging the model and profit margins and boosting profit margins. I teach you how to start companies with no money down, that's right, and how to raise money from high net worth investors so that you can use other people's money to grow your business. So you're not stressed out at home worrying about bills, etc. And I teach you how to start side hustles as well, so that eventually you could turn your hobby side hustle into your full-time gig and make your dent in the universe as well. Okay. And then he wrote here, please watch the movie Three Idiots. I will, thank you. And a lot of my students tell me to do that, and I'll check it out. Kevin Patel, one of my MBA graduates, actually asked me to do that too. I'll check it out. Thank you. Okay. And then you wrote here, people say you have to be a student throughout your entire life. Is this true? Absolutely. We're always learning. We're always pushing the goalpost out. I'm Canadian. We say out. It's not out. It's out. And as new technologies are created and new social media products are in vogue or in fashion, whatever, I'll teach you how to use those as well so that you can profit and take your career to the next level. This MBA degree program will always be current. It's a great offer. $399 gets you access to all additional content I add to the MBA program for the rest of my life. And I'll be adding a lot more as well. Okay, and we future-proofed it too. We've recorded the whole thing in 4K, multiple camera angles as well. As I mentioned before, we spent over $1 million on it so far. We're doing very, very well as well. It's been a lot of fun. Okay. Okay. And then you wrote, you teach us so awesome things from where you learned all this. Where'd you learn all this? Yeah, excluding mentor. Yeah. So for me, a lot of it was just general work experience. You know, I worked in venture capital. I've been successful there humbly. The hedge fund industry, I've worked at some of the top hedge funds, Citadel, Pequot, Kingdon. I worked at Goldman Sachs. I've worked in the consulting industry at Accenture. And I've started lots of companies myself. Yeah. But this is my favorite one. All right. So again, to purchase the program, it's kind of funny. Go to harouneducation.com/coupon, all lowercase, or it should be up there as well, for the $600 savings at checkout. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. And you wrote, thank you. You're a true inspiration. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love my students. Thank you. God bless you. All right. Next up, we got Gohar. Gohar is saying, hey, Chris, may God bless you with even more success. Thank you. And may God bless you way, way more. Thank you. You wrote, you're wonderful in teaching. I loved your motivation and quote method of engaging students. I just wanted to know, even Harvard and Stanford teach us outdated concepts. Yeah, it's true. They do. They do. And all the stuff I mentioned, what they don't teach you in traditional business schools, ask anybody that graduated from Harvard or Stanford. They'll tell you the same thing. And that's why I had a quote from Scott Cook, who's a Harvard MBA, the guy that started the company that owns QuickBooks. And I also had another quote from Seth Godin, who's a Stanford MBA. And they tell you how useless these traditional MBA programs are. It's a joke. It's a joke, yeah. And I want to do something about it, yeah. Next up, Marin wrote, do you have scholarships for the next MBA class? How do I go about applying for this? Thanks. We have no scholarships left. I'm sorry. And then you wrote, by the way, you're very humble. I appreciate you and the team very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks. Okay. Next up, P.L. Martin is saying, is studying economics a valuable skill to have in business? Yeah. Theoretical economics, absolutely not. You know, I think of all the crap that I learned in economics class, and I have an undergraduate degree in business. I have a Bachelor of Commerce from McGill University. I also have an MBA in finance from Columbia University. And the economics stuff they taught me was supply and demand graphs. You don't use that in the real world unless you're going to be an economist, which is 0.01% of people. So I don't teach you anything theoretical. I always ask myself two words before I teach you anything. I always ask myself, so what? So what? You know, are my students going to be able to apply what I'm teaching them immediately in the real world or not? And that's why I provide you with a gazillion tools in your toolbox, so to speak, so that regardless of what business issues or problems you have in the future or potential investment opportunities, I got you covered. I have a framework for everything. Yeah. And I'm in the process of adding a lot of new lessons in the MBA program on real estate investing, as well as options and derivatives. Yeah. And again, you only have to take half the classes, get over 50% on half the quizzes. Each quiz takes you a couple of minutes. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Joseph wrote, "I'm originally Lebanese. Actually, my mama's Lebanese as well, and I leverage my Lebanese roots actually to get many meetings with John Mack, who's Lebanese as well. He's the chairman emeritus of Morgan Stanley. Yeah. And I teach how to network as well, using your background or using anything really. Yeah. Okay. And so you wrote, I'm originally Lebanese, living in the Netherlands for 4 years, but so far I didn't find my career path. My age is 50. Do you think I still have a chance to pursue a career path in a foreign country? Absolutely. I mean, the average age of somebody starting a company in America now is over 50. And since the 1950s, the average life expectancy globally is 26 years more than it was back then. So you're not 50, you're actually 24. And I'm here and I'm happy to help you humbly reboot yourself and change careers. And as I mentioned before, I have a menu. I have so many props, it's fun. And I expose you to every type of career in this MBA degree program so that you can find your passion and reinvent yourself or start a company even. Yeah. All right. And then you wrote here, second question, do you think your MBA program will make a difference for me? Absolutely. Absolutely, or your money back. It's a great offer. Yeah. You can sign up today. Go to this link here. Oops. HarounEducation.com/coupon, all lowercase. And you get your money back. Just try it out. Try it out. I promise you it works or your money back. Okay. And you can read the testimonials from the many students that have already taken it. And many of them already have MBAs. Okay. All right. Next up, Arnie is saying, yes, Chris, I love your work. Thank you. Appreciate it. As a 40-something construction manager, remember, take 40-something minus 26. That's your real age. Yeah. As a 40-something construction manager, I'm wondering if your MBA will serve me going forward. Absolutely. I'll teach you a gazillion different frameworks in all aspects of business, in all 5 of the main categories, which are right here, so that you can improve your current business or start a company on the side and take it to the next level. I provide lots of tools in your toolbox, so to speak. Okay. And then you wrote here, I'm looking to either change careers or switch fields. Yes. And I'll expose you to everything in that menu system, so to speak. Yeah, it's an analogy. And then you wrote, finding time to study is hard enough. I'm particularly interested in project development and evaluation, including feasibility studies. Yeah, I'll provide you a ton of qualitative frameworks as well that are used by McKinsey and the top consulting firms in the world that will help you with feasibility studies as well. I'll teach you how to do research on companies in much more detail than any MBA program will ever teach you, and practical stuff as well. Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of timing, all you have to do is watch an hour a day max, or take it over 5 years if you want. Do binge watch every now and then. You got lifetime access. Or heck, if you have a month or two and you're not doing anything, you can binge watch the whole thing and get your MBA from Haroun Education Ventures in a short amount of time. Yeah, it's the most convenient MBA program out there. Humbly. Okay, next up, a question is from Vin. Vin is saying, Chris, I admire your thought process and have been following you for a long time now. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. I truly believe in your philosophy of gaining real-world skills instead of just degrees. A quick question. What if you were trying to raise money for your own hedge fund? Do you believe, if it still holds true, having a branded MBA is kind of essential to raise money for good LPs or to get to a top-tier fund to build a track record like you did? No. If I could go back in time, I would not have gotten an MBA. The reason I got an MBA was because I didn't understand how to network to get a job. I applied for 2 jobs, Morgan Stanley and some other company, and I got rejected, and I thought, I guess I have to get an MBA now. No, nonsense. I think you can network aggressively and become successful and get any job you want or start any company you want. I really believe it's true. I have so many examples of people that have started in the mailroom that have become very successful. Sidney Weinberg, who's the CEO of Goldman Sachs for a couple decades. He started in the mailroom, no education. Simon Cowell in the entertainment space, remember American Idol? He started in the mailroom, no education. David Geffen in the music industry. He partnered with Katzenberg and Spielberg to start DreamWorks. No education, started in the mailroom. It's amazing. The former president of ESPN and the former editor as well, editor-in-chief of Cosmopolitan magazine, started in the mailroom. Barry Diller, who owns a lot of internet companies, started in the mailroom. No education. Your network is your net worth, and I will teach you how to network aggressively or your money back. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Now Fall wrote, you mentioned growth and value investing. Is there one you prefer or recommend over the other? Yeah. So when I was younger, I was more of a value investor. And when I went to Columbia, Warren Buffett came and taught one of my classes. And so we kind of all thought, hey, you have to buy stuff that's cheap. And I then realized that I prefer growth investing. I love investing in companies that are growing very, very fast. And I don't invest in companies unless I see a 5x5 potential. And what that means is a 500% return within 5 years. Of course, I'm not successful all the time, but my framework works. All my frameworks work. My model works. And I want to teach you as well how to use my frameworks to analyze companies. Yeah. Okay. Next up, I've got Ethan, who's saying, I'm working for a social enterprise that focuses on SDGs and especially education. I do it almost with a minimum wage, but I sincerely love what I'm doing. And seeing you leading the world into a better place really motivates me. Thank you. No, God bless you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm humbled to hear that. And then he wrote, my question is, what are some immediate actions that my company or myself can do to join and support your vision? Thanks again. I appreciate that. Thank you. So what I would say, and for me, it's not just about the money. I really do want to make a difference. So what I recommend is, so I've got this program that I started with one of my MBA graduates. You won't be able to see me for a second there, sorry. But if you go here to, go to Project Magoo, Magoo.org. With one of my MBA graduates, what we did is we're actually building schools in Rwanda. And we're going to get them solar powered so that everybody can get access to affordable education. And if you want... So Vital and I... So you can check it out there. And if you want, what I can do, and I'm going to make a lot of mistakes with stuff, I promise you. What I can do is I can teach you based on my many mistakes, building schools in Rwanda and all over the world, how to do it effectively, because I really do believe that education is the most important weapon that we can use to change the world. And that's a quote, of course, from the wonderful late, great Nelson Mandela. So, yeah, and if you want more information on my long-term vision when it comes to education, please watch my TEDx talk where I talk about the future of education. Thank you, and God bless you. Okay, next up, Jen is saying, Chris, what should I say during an interview so that the interviewer will call me back? Yeah. So it's kind of hard for me to answer that, but in my MBA degree program, I provide you with 12 brand new templates I created to add a tremendous amount of value, regardless of what kind of executive you're going to be meeting with in your interview. Okay, and so I humbly believe that every battle is won before it's been fought, and I teach you how to connect with people as well, regardless of their background in business. Remember, relationships are more important than product knowledge. Your network is your net worth. You have to bond first, and I teach you how to do that as well. Okay. All right. Next up, Len is saying, can I do this program on my own time? I already work full time, and is this for me? Yeah, absolutely. You can watch it on the weekends if you want to. Or what you can do is you can actually, I got the wrong camera angle here, sorry. Or what you can actually do is you can listen to it even on the way to work, or watch it during your commute. You can do it on your iPhone or your Android handset even, or you can binge watch it when you have time. There's no limit. You have access to it forever. Yeah. You can even watch 20 minutes every now and then and only complete half of it. Because remember, there's 100 classes and 100 quizzes. All you have to do is get over 50% on half of them in order to get the designation, the MBA degree. Yeah, thank you. All right, next up, Doug is saying, how is this different than your live program? And if I buy this program, can I get credit towards your live program when it opens for enrollment? Yeah, absolutely. So the way it works is I actually have, many of you know, I have live MBA programs as well, which I teach, pardon me, starting every January. And so let me show you how this works. But if you buy the on-demand version today, you actually get a pardon me, you get a discount on the what I call the gold and platinum versions. Okay, so if you go to my website harounventures.com, and if you buy this, here is the on-demand version. It guarantees you acceptance to gold or platinum later if you want, and you get every dollar you spend on this one here, $3.99. You get a coupon for $3.99 off here, and so the gold and platinum versions, I teach them every January, right? So the next class starts January 10th, and it's exactly like the on-demand version that you're all looking at potentially buying today, except I do 200 hours, more than 200 hours of live Q&A after each lesson, and then in the platinum version, I also do 3 hours of one-on-one time, right? But again, if you buy the on-demand version today, which is also called silver, you're guaranteed acceptance to gold and platinum. And you get a discount of $399 on these as well. And if you have additional questions about that, please let me know. And sorry, my face is covered. I feel like my kids when they try to FaceTime me. Yeah. All right. Let me get back to more questions here. All right, we got 10 minutes left. Okay, cool. All right. And then after that, in 10 minutes, I'll tell you what the prize is as well. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Larry wrote, I bought 2 courses on Udemy but never finished. Should I finish those courses first or just start with the MBA program? Also, do you have anything to keep people accountable? Yeah. I wouldn't finish it because I teach you everything from scratch in a brand new way. Everything from scratch with tons of props. As I mentioned, I spent over $1 million on creating the program. You're going to love it. So you can start immediately today and reap the benefits or your money back. All right. And in terms of holding people accountable, there's nothing to hold anyone accountable because this is your MBA in your own terms. When you finish it, you email, and I tell you about this in the course, you email admissions@harounventures.com, and then we review to see if you've actually gotten a score above 50% in at least half of the quizzes, and then we send you your degree as well. Yeah. Okay. It's the most flexible MBA program in the world. Yeah. All right. And again, if you want to purchase this, just go to, harouneducation.com/coupon. Yeah, all lowercase. Yeah. All right. Okay. Next up, Andel is saying here, where are we at here? Oh, yeah. Is saying, pleasant good afternoon, sir. Chris, please, same to you. Thank you. I currently have 6 years remaining in the military in my country. Upon retirement, I wish to lecture and run my own college named the Institute of Business, Engineering, and Technology. And I want to start a construction company. I also started my design and Facebook pages for the construction company. I also did your MBA, an entire MBA in one course on Udemy, the 8-hour course. Yeah. Being one of your MBA degree students, I positively know you will guide me through. Thank you. And I'd love to have you in the program. And if you don't get immediate value add when you sign up, you get your money back. 100%, no questions asked, right? 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. Yeah. My reputation's on the line, and you won't be upset. You'll love it. Or your money back. Okay. Thank you for that, by the way. Next up, Larry John is saying, I'm not trying to have a 9-to-5 job in 3 years. With this Corp help, I have a DJ business and networking marketing business. Yeah. This MBA program will help you to create your own company so you can live your own life in your own terms, or stay in the corporate world if you want to. And in terms of DJ stuff, I actually put in DJ lights here behind me. Okay, so by ADJ, American DJ, right here. I'm trying to mix it up a bit. Hopefully, it's more engaging and fun. I take a lot of risks. I have DJ lighting here as well. But yeah, I'll teach you all that stuff. And that's where I got this fog machine from here. I'm an accident waiting to happen, man. Let me just turn on the fan to blow this away here. Yeah, I love taking risks. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, we got 6 minutes left until I tell you what the prize is. Okay, for everybody. Okay. All right, Jason is saying, first, Chris and team, keep up the amazing work. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. As the program progresses over time, meaning new content is added 1 year from now, would I have access to the new content in the MBA program? Absolutely. Everything I add to this MBA program over the next 50 years, and I'll be adding a ton, you get access to for free. For free. Like what I'm doing right now is I'm adding a lot more real estate stuff to real estate investing to the curriculum right now, as well as in class number 89, I'm adding a lot more stuff out of 100. I'm adding a lot more concept, derivative and options concepts. And I teach it in a fun and engaging way. You'll love it. It's fun. Or your money back. Okay. All right. Next question is, if I take your financial analyst course, will taking your MBA program replace this course? Yeah, I teach brand new stuff from scratch in a differentiated way. A ton of new case studies as well. There's a lot of characters that I have that may or may not look like me, that are interviewed, that help us understand finance and accounting better. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You'll love it, or your money back. Nabesa is saying, hey, Chris, my name is Nas. Hi, Nas. Nice to meet you. I'm working on a high-paying job, but I don't find myself fulfilling my dreams. Exactly like me. I've been there. There's lots of politics at work that I very much dislike. Yeah. And I want to start. I've been there. My God, I can't wait to answer this question. I want to start my own company, but I'm hesitant as well. I'm kind of stuck on what to do next. What piece of advice would you give me to jump off my current job and go into entrepreneurship and then great content? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. You are me. I've been there. I've been so frustrated working for other people. The worst thing that can happen is you don't take a risk in your life and you wake up and you're old one day and you get out of bed and you realize this jerk you're working for is paying you this much money to make their dreams become a reality. I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to take my program and I want to help you reinvent yourself. And if you're frustrated in business, that's actually a good thing. Frustration leads to reinvention. You could figure out what was the purpose you were put on this earth. And anybody that's been successful has been very, very frustrated over the years, over and over and over again, right? You have to embrace frustration. You have to embrace frustration and use that as a competitive weapon to turn your life around and find a better career. And I know what you mean when it comes to bureaucracy. I have so many props here. I bought this for my wife, Christine, a couple of years ago for Christmas. I don't know if you'll be able to read it. It says, I survived another meeting that could have been an email. I know what you're going through. I've been there. And I want you to embrace that frustration. It's a beautiful thing. And let me help you. I feel like that Jerry Maguire movie. Let me help you reinvent yourself and take your career to the next level. And I'll provide you with a menu of all types of careers as well. I'll help you start your own company as well in the Venture Capital Bootcamp and much, much more. Yeah. I feel like I wrote that question. That's something I would have said years ago. Yeah. And I'm so grateful to all the roadblocks I've had along the way in my career because it's guided me down a different path. Yeah. Perception becomes reality. Yeah. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Okay. All right. Next up, another question, Chris. Do you have any data science, statistics, research methodology courses? A hell of a lot on research. Statistics, yes. In terms of data science, I don't go into too much technical detail, except for, within Microsoft Excel, for example. Yeah. But if there's demand for that, I'll add it. I know how to use a lot of business intelligence platforms. Tableau. I met with Christian Chabot, the founder of Tableau, actually, and the Morgan Stanley investment bankers, had me meet with him and many other companies they were taking public to give them advice on how to present better on the IPO roadshow. And I got a lot of experience with Tableau, which Salesforce bought now, which is unfortunate because it was a great company. Yeah. I've also done a lot of work with business objects, Cognos, Hyperion over the years. So if there's a lot of demand, yes, I'll add it. You're all my customers. Customers always right. If there's tons of demand for new products in the MBA program, I'll walk through walls for you and I'll put it in. And if you're not happy, you get your money back. Okay, great. So we've got about a minute left, and what I'll do is I'll provide you with a free gift, a course for all of you. So let me see if there's any last questions here. I've got there's tons more. So there's lots more questions. So what I'll do is I will respond personally. There's tons of them. Wow. I'll respond personally to each of your questions. Okay, today. So again, if you have questions that haven't been answered today yet, email support@harounventures.com. Okay. All right. So Andre is saying, I'm a student in finance in my final year. However, since COVID started, I lost all my motivation to take classes or do exams. I know what you're going through. I've been doing a lot of courses on sales and finance, 2 of yours included, and I feel I can do an internship in financial services. Do you think I have any chance to get an internship at financial services considering my lack of qualifications? If so, what's your best advice to adopt? Yeah, thank you, Andre. Thank you. Yeah. Networking. I will teach you brand new networking concepts so that you can get a ton of informational meetings and get the job of your dreams. When I used to teach in universities during the evenings when I worked in venture capital, in the very first lecture for MBA students and undergraduate business students, in the very first lecture of the 10-week classes I would teach, I would always say, if I told all of you here that if over the next 10 weeks you did 10 informational meetings, okay, if you did 10, that you are all guaranteed to get the job of your dreams, how many of you would do it? 70 hands would go up immediately. I had a big class of 70 people. It's awesome. Then on the last day, right before the final exam, I would then ask my students, okay, how many did 10 meetings? No hands would go up. How many did 9? No hands would go up. How many did 8? A couple of hands would go up. Those students that raised their hands never got the top grades, but they were always the most successful ones, and they got the job of their dreams because they used the networking skills that I taught them. And I'll teach you those as well. And you'll love the results or your money back. Okay. Okay, guys, so we're out of time. I hope you enjoyed this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a trailer from the course that I'm going to email all of you. Okay, and what I'll do is tonight, before today is over, I'll email all of you a coupon to this free course, which is right here. I hope you enjoy it. Here's the trailer. I'll be back in a minute. Welcome to MHS. Congratulations! MHS stands for Morgan Haroun Sachs, which is the world's #1 pretend finance company. Come with me. You will go through our Financial Analyst Training Program Bootcamp. Here you will learn a lot about finance and investing, with no theory. You will rotate through the many divisions of our firm, and we will discuss how to excel in 14 different financial analyst roles. I will also help you understand which finance role you're most passionate about and how to get hired and promoted in the industry. You will deal with the employees and clients of our firm in edutaining, meaning entertaining and educational interactive case studies, including how an IPO works, how to manage risk, and how to manage a portfolio. You will create incredible investment research reports that will impress the heck out of anyone in the finance industry. This course is for anyone who wants to be a financial analyst or a better investor, stock picker, portfolio manager, and more. No prior experience is necessary. It includes a comprehensive Excel template to help guide you through our training program. In addition, I will teach you Excel skills so you can model financial statements and value companies from scratch. This course is based on my many years of experience. I'm an MBA graduate from Columbia University. I've gone through the Global New Hire Financial Analyst Training Program at Goldman Sachs in New York, London, and Tokyo. I've worked for top hedge funds, and I even started my own hedge fund and venture capital firms. This course is more than 22 hours long. This is the most thorough financial analyst and investing course available on the market. The student reviews have been amazing. Welcome to the Morgan Haroun Sachs training program. This will be a lot of fun. I'll see you in the morning. All right, so I want to thank you all for participating today. Again, the coupon for that course, the trailer you just watched, will be emailed to you. It teaches you how to invest like a pro investor. I have all brand new content that's incremental and replaces all that in my MBA program, all much more up to date. If you want to purchase the program this way, go to harouneducation.com/coupon. Okay, and again, the price will never be this low. Again, go to harouneducation.com/coupon, all lowercase. And I want to make today day one and not one day, so I can help you take your career to the next level. Okay, so I want to thank you. And in closing, I just want to say, what's it worth to you? You're paying for what traditional MBA schools charge for 1 hour with my $399 offer. And again, the price will never be this low ever again. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And oh, it looks like we got breaking news here, guys. I got to go. Thanks. And I hope you enjoyed today. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Bob Burgundy from Haroun News Network, that's HNN, and I've got breaking news for you. It looks like technology behemoth Apple is trying to buy Nintendo. Breaking news, breaking news. I don't know if the deal will go through. I have to ask a number of our strategic advisors here to help us out to find out if this deal in fact will go through. And so the first strategic advisor that I want to ask is an expert in economics management and strategy. He works at a consulting firm called McKinsey, and his name is Chip Patterson. Chip, what are your thoughts?
Yes, thank you, Bob, for that introduction. This is an extraordinary deal, and I think it might make sense, but I'm not really sure yet. And so here at McKinsey & Company, we pride ourselves on advising the most incredible companies and government agencies in the world. And so by the end of this MBA degree program, my fellow classmates here will help me to analyze if this extraordinary deal makes a lot of sense or not. Thank you, and cheerio.
Thank you, Chip. The next expert we're going to ask is a finance and accounting expert who works at an investment bank called MHS, Morgan Haroun Sachs. His name is Gordon Lizard. Gordon, what are your thoughts on this deal?
Thanks, Bob. I really appreciate it, So here at Morgan Haroun Sachs, MHS actually, we're going to do a really deep dive to understand the financial statements of, Nintendo and Apple. And I pride myself on being an amazing investment banker. And we're actually going to have a lot of my fellow students here during the Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program help me to build out the financials. And don't worry, I know a lot of us don't understand how finance and accounting works, but we will by the end of this MBA degree program. In fact, here's what we're going to do, We're going to figure it all out together. We're going to create the financial model, meaning the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, etc., for Nintendo as well as for Apple. And it's a bit complicated because Nintendo's an international company, and so their financial statements are a little bit different from Apple, but we're going to figure it out, And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to value the company using discounted cash flow, as well as price earnings multiple, price to revenue, and other metrics as well. And so that by the end of this MBA degree program, we will know how much Apple should potentially pay for Nintendo. Thanks, Bob. Back to you.
Thank you, Gordon. Our next expert is somebody that knows a lot about sales, marketing, and communication, and his name is Stephen Ive. Stephen, you work at Apple. What are your thoughts on this deal?
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Thanks. It's going to be important for me to convince our board and shareholders to approve of the deal. And I'm not much of a presenter, but I know that a lot of my fellow students here in the Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program are going to be able to help me to learn how to present much better in the SMC classes, that's sales, marketing, and communication classes, so that they'll give me advice, and together we'll be able to learn how to present to the board of Apple and the shareholders to convince them to the deal makes sense or if it doesn't. Thank you, Bob. Back to you.
Thank you, Stephen. Our next expert is an entrepreneurship expert named Tony Shark. Now, Tony was about to sign an exclusive contract with Apple for his virtual reality goggles and his company, Shark Virtual Reality. Tony, is this deal still going through for you, or because Nintendo has a great VR product, does Apple no longer need you, Tony? And what are you going to do about this?
Yeah, thanks, Bob. So I was supposed to sign this exclusive contract with Apple for my Shark virtual reality goggles. I think our product is a lot better than Nintendo's. And in the entrepreneurship track of this MBA degree program, my fellow students and I are going to work on a way to sell this product to Apple. And so this product's amazing. There's a hardware component to it, which has low margins. And then there's a software component to it with media, which is where you stream it, and it's really high margins. We got a great product here, much better than anybody else in the market. And so, last thing I'll say, Bob, and thanks again for having me on your show, is that by the end of this MBA degree program, my fellow classmates and I will be armed with this, and we'll have what it takes to be able to succeed in business and take our careers to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Our next guest is somebody off the street here, a random person I just met whose goal is to work at Apple. I want to ask you, from a personal growth perspective, how do you think you can get a job at Apple? So this guy's name here is Joe Jobs. How are you going to get that job?
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, Bob. I really appreciate it. So my dream has always been to work at Apple, and I think I got what it takes. And I know that my fellow classmates and I in this Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program, in the personal growth classes, we're going to learn just a ton so that we can all get the job of our dreams. We'll learn how to interview and all that stuff. But I'm looking forward to getting a lot of help from my fellow classmates so that we can get that dream job. I think I got what it takes. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Joe. Well, there you have it. We talked to 5 experts who are going to help us understand how this deal is structured, if this deal will go through and whatnot. And by the end of this Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program, you will all be armed with enough skills to understand from 5 different perspectives whether or not this deal makes sense. And those 5 perspectives are as follows: economics management and strategy, sales, marketing and communication, entrepreneurship, personal growth, and finance and accounting. I'm Bob Burgundy signing out here from Haroun News Network's HNN.